Welcome to DCTV. I'm Ty Simpson, and this is the news you need to know on campus and beyond for Monday, April the 14th. The flags are at half-mast here at Durham College and all across the country in mourning of the late former Minister of Finance, Jim Flaherty. The 64-year-old suffered a heart attack and was found in his Ottawa condo on April 10th by his unofficial pediatrician, Dr. Kelly Leach, who performed CPR on him until paramedics arrived. Prime Minister Stephen Harper and his wife Laureen addressed Parliament in regard to Flaherty's death, after which the assembled politicians shared warm remembrances of their colleague. Flaherty's death came just 1 month after his resignation from office. Peel Regional Police are seeking help from the public in locating 8-year-old Matthew Zhang. Police believe that Matthew's mother, Wei Shen, has fled with the boy. Shen does not have custody, and police say she is unable to care for him properly. Shen is described as Asian, 5'6", with a thin build and short collar-length hair. Anyone who spots Matthew or Shen should contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. In other world issues, hunger is also a big problem, and there was an event at the Student Center to raise awareness. Here is Scarlett
World
Ross
hunger
with
is
more.
a very serious issue, and Outreach Services, along with the Student Association, decided to do something about it. Last Thursday, Outreach hosted an event called Solving Hunger is Not a Piece of Cake, where guests gave a donation and could enjoy a slice of cake while learning about how they can change world hunger. We talked to Vanny DeHun, who is in charge of the food bank, to find out more about the event.
We didn't really have a goal, but we ended up raising over 200, and we only had I think it was 10 cakes. And a lot of people end up learning about the demographic of the population of people that are in hunger. It was to raise money for the food bank and to raise awareness about hunger.
It was super awesome. I ate so much cake.
There's a lot of ways that students still get involved. You can volunteer during the summer for the food bank, or you can donate money or food directly to the food bank.
Solving hunger is obviously not a piece of cake, but with events like this, it brings us one step closer. This is Scarlett Ross for DCTV in Oshawa.
Plans for a mental health center in Whitby have been put on hold. Durham Mental Health Services expressed interest in occupying the building at 400 Center Street in Whitby for the facilitation and growth of mental health resources, but were declined by City Council. On March 31st, the City of Whitby took over the building themselves for undisclosed future municipal projects. The property was built in the 1870s as a provincial registry office, but has sat vacant in recent years. Now, here's Mike Woodcock with some useful information on student housing near the college.
With the school year wrapping up and most full-time students' programs ending this April, a lot of the houses that were rented to these students are now becoming vacant and will remain that way throughout the summer. Some owners of houses on streets like Dalhousie and Niagara are planning on renting out their houses at a discounted price to summer students.
I'm a master's student, so I'll be running experiments in summer. So if I'm closer to university, I probably don't have to take any buses. Don't worry, I know during summer the bus timings are really poor, so it makes it easier for me.
Hopefully, over the summer, with less students living there, the city, or the summer students, will be able to get rid of some of the trash that lines the streets. Reporting for news on DCTV, I'm Mike Woodcock here on the Durham campus.
The Canadian Revenue Agency's online services are back up and running after a 5-day shutdown. The site had been contaminated by the Heartbleed virus, and the CRA says the shutdown was necessary to protect users' security. Taxpayers will be given an extension equal to the length of the shutdown to file their return without penalty. 3 are dead after a man in his 70s opened fire at a Jewish community center and retirement home. The attacks took place on the eve of Passover, but police say it is too early to determine the motive of the attack. The man was apprehended shortly after the shooting, but police have not yet released his name. Local media reported the man yelled "Heil Hitler" as he was arrested, but authorities have not confirmed this. With exams approaching at Durham College, many students are under a lot of stress and are scrambling to get any last-minute marks. Here's John Penfold with the story.
Time is ticking away for Durham College students. As the semester comes to a close, stress levels are at an all-time high. Tests, final projects, and exams are on everyone's mind, so we took to the hallways of Durham College to find out how people are feeling in these last couple of weeks.
My last few weeks have been okay, really. I had a few assignments, but I've got them done. Doing relatively well. Exams are coming up. not really that worried about it, but we'll see how it goes from there.
So the end of the school year, the end of the semester is always pretty hectic. Especially in PR, we have all our tests, all our massive assignments, all our presentations and things are due. So for me, what I do to just kind of calm down is I make sure everything's put in my agenda properly. I know what's coming up. Make sure I have some time for myself, whether it means just taking a nap or, watching my favorite TV show for half hour just to get that break from everything. That way I can just recollect my thoughts and then get back into the studying habits.
3 tests the next week, 3 this week, and then 3 exams. So I'm very, very stressed. And I'm also doing the second semester. I started in January, so I've got to do my second semester through the summer. So I have no plans except to be here.
With the end of the semester in sight, students are cramming to get all the marks they can. For DCTV, I'm John Penfold at Durham College.
And that is your news for today. Up next, we've got all the latest sports highlights with Dominic Canonico. Dom?
Ajamo Clark of the men's basketball team and Corey LaFontaine of the women's basketball team were named the Durham College Athletes of the Year as the athletic department held the 44th annual athletic banquet on Thursday night at the General W. Sikorsky Polish Veterans Association Hall in Oshawa. Clark averaged an outstanding 20 points per game while shooting 50% from the field. LaFontaine was the leading scorer of the women's basketball team this season. The Lord's Guard averaged 15.1 points per game while shooting 40% from the field. Raptors tied a franchise record with victories with a 116-107 win over the Detroit Pistons on Sunday. The Raptors' 47-33 record had already clinched the Atlantic Division, and the victory over Detroit was their 10th in 14 games. Toronto has reached the 47-win mark for the third time. The Raptors went 47-35 in 2001 and 2007. The first 2 games of the Raptors should pass the franchise record for the wins in a season. When you think of the best basketball teams in history, the first teams that usually come to mind are the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers, with 33 championships between them, classic battles, and plenty of Hall of Famers. Well, neither of the 2 teams are making the playoffs this year, and neither are the New York Knicks. This is the first time in history that all 3 of these clubs will be missing out on the playoffs in the same year. With sports seasons coming to an end, Alex Thompson spoke to a student about what he will now do that the school year is ending, and the Recreation Center will not be available to some first-year students until September.
With the school year coming to a close and the student IDs planning to expire, which will no longer give students access to the athletic centers for free, I asked student athletes what they plan on doing while they are off for the summer. Some may return while others will wait until September to renew their student IDs. Is the wait worth it? I was able to speak to Mark Allo, and he told us how he feels. Mark told us how often he used the gym, what part he used most, and if he would come here during the summer.
Pretty much as much as I can, whatever opportunity I get, I'll take it. It's always available to me whenever I want to use it. I use the gym the most because it's so close to my class. My class is right here. After class, all I had to do is just walk upstairs, and there's my gym. Definitely.
The athletic complex includes a gymnasium where students play basketball, volleyball, badminton, all of those sports, and a weight room that will be greatly missed during the summer by all the other students.
So as you can see here, a lot of people like using the gym and will continue to use it well after their program is done. For DCTV, I'm Alex Thompson, signing off at the Recreation and Wellness Center.
The Montreal Canadiens will be on the ice for the first of 3-round series as the NHL playoffs kick off on Wednesday. Montreal, the only Canadian team to advance to the playoffs, will visit the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 1 after the league announced its first-round schedule on Sunday. The Montreal Canadiens finished with a record of 46, 28, and 8, third in the Atlantic Division and fourth in the Eastern Conference. San Francisco's 49ers linebacker Aldon Smith was arrested Sunday at Los Angeles International Airport after authorities said he became out of control during a security screening and threatened that he had a bomb. The 24-year-old player was randomly selected for a secondary screening at Terminal 1 and became uncooperative with the process, Airport Police Sergeant Carla Ortiz said. She said Smith told a TSA agent that he had a bomb before walking to the gate. And that just about wraps it up for sports, but don't go anywhere. Chantel Curry joins us now with all the names and news from the world of entertainment. Chantel?
Thank you, Dom. A new TV series based on the Brad Pitt movie 12 Monkeys will be filmed in Toronto. 12 Monkeys followed a man from a post-apocalyptic future who travels back to the present to investigate the source of a deadly plague that can destroy humans. A U.S. cable channel has ordered a 13-episode season to begin in January 2015. It will star Amanda Scull from Fringe and Aaron Stanford, Kirk Acevedo, and Noah Bean from Nikita. Production of the TV series will start in early August. From the small screen to the big screen, the 2014 MTV Movie Awards took place last night at the Nokia Theater in Los Angeles. Fans were treated by presenters such as Seth Rogen and Nicki Minaj. Funny man Conan O'Brien hosted the show and brought great entertainment to the 2-hour show. Never before seen clips of Amazing Spider-Man 2 and X-Men Days of Future Past made the show worth watching and definitely amped up the crowd. Social media made the dreams of 15-year-old Houston teen Kennedy Brown come true. The young girl who suffers with rare brain tumor wanted nothing more than to meet Toronto rapper Drake. Her friends made this all happen by tweeting the hashtag #DrakeForKen, and Drake followed through by tweeting the hashtag and meeting with the teen over the weekend. Well, it looks like Backstreet Boy Nick Carter finally tied the knot this weekend to girlfriend Lauren Kitt. Although Nick has been quoted in the past saying he would never get married, that all must have changed after meeting Lauren. But brother Aaron Carter was nowhere to be found. Aaron apparently was not in attendance at the wedding after problems occurred with his flight from Washington, D.C. He later apologized to his brother for not making it. Speaking of commitments, here's Jeannie Strawbridge with events you don't want to miss this summer.
School is winding down, and that means it's time to turn up for summer and get ready for some awesome concerts, parties, and maybe a bit of work for Durham College students. An event you don't want to miss this summer is Oshaga, a 3-day music festival happening in Montreal. You can get your tickets online at www.oshaga.com. Summer also means new releases, and Durham College's very own hip-hop artist Tanner Fresh tells us some of his plans for the summer.
I'm going to work on my first iTunes single, hopefully maybe sometime in the summer here. I don't have a definite goal for this. I want to do a video for it, do a song, kind of a summer song, and do an iTunes single for that, and then get my EP out there, as well as a mixtape pre-release to the EP to kind of build a little bit of a buzz, along with my Fresh Friday.
So have a fun and safe summer. For entertainment on DCTV, I'm Jean Strawbridge here at Durham campus.
The first weekend of Coachella is done and over with, and you're probably already annoyed with everyone bragging about how amazing it was. Each year, thousands of fans flock to the Empire Polo Club in California for the 2-weekend event. This weekend was probably the most highly anticipated one because hip-hop duo Outkast took the stage for the first time in 7 years. More than 150 amazing acts will perform over the 2-week period. That's all we have for entertainment today. Here's Ty with the final words. Ty?
Thanks, Chantel. That is your news on campus and beyond for Monday, April 14th. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at DC Broadcasting or check out our website at dcbroadcasting.ca. Thanks for watching and have a great day.